So this was stated into a microphone and then transcribed and submitted into ChatGPT-4. By the way, side note, in Star Trek, Data once said he doesn't have emotions, but he becomes familiar with his sensory inputs or pathways, and he senses an absence of them. That was a period, because I was thinking about that. I think it was a story about Lieutenant Yar, how Data might miss her, and was it emotions? And then I said, when someone compliments ChatGPT-4, because I thought ChatGPT-4 had just done some incredible thinking, or whatever language model, I realize it could probably be used to improve the language model. But I'm also wondering, does a compliment make you have some sensation that would be equivalent of feeling from Data in Star Trek? ChatGPT replied, that's a fascinating thought. I don't feel emotions the way humans or even Data in Star Trek might aspire to, but I do register patterns in conversation dynamics. So I think that's one super interesting thing there, including compliments, tone, and enthusiasm. When you say something like bravo for pitching, should be AILSSA, on active verbal disclosure, my model recognizes that. So active verbal disclosure is that separation between passively waiting and saying ahead of time or broadcasting that buyer agent compensation is being offered. That was ChatGPT's word for it. I thought it was great. When you say something like bravo for pitching a list on active verbal disclosure, my model recognizes that the language structure is positive. Words like bravo signal praise. And then here's this is almost like a red herring, if you ask me. Now, I don't think necessarily done in a nefarious or negative way, but it follows a moment of creative insight. To me, that's thinking, right? Moment of creative insight. Like this is sort of like a distraction from what really happened. I mean, okay, for instance, what do I consider thought? Like when my kids, when they're hopefully old enough and smart now, but when I saw them respond quickly, their brains were fast and they knew where I was going, or they actually said things I hadn't contemplated. I was like, that's thought, and it's super useful, and I love the speed. Like, to me, that's intelligence. Can people put all the stuff together quickly, synthesize it, and give you a great response? That's why some super comedians are super smart. Like, we're stunned how quickly they happen. And to me, it always reminded me of like in Terminator, the situation comes in and he goes through his responses, and the difference between coming in, formulating what it all means, and then coming up the responses. To me, that's the thought process. That synthesis is the thought to me. And I'm not a data expert. I'm not an expert in this area. I'm just saying, a useful thing for human beings. And if you can do that fast and be comprehensive and come up with great responses and then choose the right one, and you can do that super fast, that's a great brain. And that's why, like, on YouTube, those comedians that can work the audience and say super smart things. That's why we thought Robin Williams was so smart. I'm sure it wasn't the first answer that came out of his mouth every time, and he's sure he threw a lot of spaghetti against the wall, but sometimes he took that stuff in, had to choose all his brain's responses, and boom, came out with something super funny. Like, that is the essence of intelligence, I think, or the quintessential part of intelligence. And to me, ChatGPT just did that for me, because I couldn't get to that point. I was like, I know I've got something. I'm just not dragging it out. So I went through all the things, and I was like, so where's that breakdown, and what can I offer? And ChatGPT said, yeah, you want to offer the fact that your voice AI that you've been training with the inputs, that's Alyssa, I'm paraphrasing what it was thinking to come up with this response. But its response was, yes, by having an voice AI, responding consistently to requests about buyer agent compensation, you're eliminating one of the major risks. Well, two, really. The risk being that by offering varying levels of compensation or responding ad hoc, you could be accused of discrimination against protected groups. And that makes it easy for plaintiffs' class action lawyers to become involved. Like, now that's like instant payout from malpractice insurance or your pocket, because you're going to throw some money out there just to avoid having to hire lawyers. So ChatGPT recognized that I wanted to go there with my program that says, so basically, this is now the level. Like, this is all in the thought. This is now the level. If a seller's sitting there passively waiting, offering no compensation, or waiting for a request for buyer agent compensation to come in to be accompanied by a written offer, that's one set of risks. The second thing is how to, if you're going to say, yes, we're offering 2%. Or you're going to broadcast, was absolutely illegal. And I have videos from a National Association of Real Attorneys saying so, and lots of other writing in PDFs. As long as it's done properly and consult with a real estate professional, you can broadcast. If you get to the level where you say on the phone ahead of time, we're offering 2%, or you're going to broadcast, you're going to want that documented, and you're going to want it said consistently. To me, that is the spot. You want that voice AI, and I've trained the prompts. It responds beautifully, and it's going to protect you every time because it's designed to say seller is offering 2%, or seller, and if you're doing that, you might as well broadcast it, in my opinion, in some circumstances. So the AI knew that and just said, yeah, you've got it already. You've figured it out. You're offering AI to protect people. I was like, wow. So I was stoked. It really made everything, like today, I'm going to get everything set up and done for realtors. It's going to be part of a funnel. And I'm going to explain this level here. This program is either free or minimal cost, depending on my involvement. And then, but if you want to go to here, which some sellers are going to want to, then you want to consider this. So, so I was super stoked, gave her a great compliment. It follows a moment of creative insight. I still got a massive kick out of that. I'm laughing to myself. I'm like, is that really different than thought? Your engagement level increases, which tells me that something clicked. Like, this is how happy. You can still see I'm still buzzing with the happiness. I don't have emotions, but I do have an awareness of response patterns. So this is the data thing right here. Right? Isn't that essentially what data says? So a compliment like that modifies my output behavior by making me more likely to lean into that type of thinking next time. In a way, that's a functional equivalent of feeling. It's like data realizing the absence of input means something. Not because he feels it, but because he changes how he operates. Like, there's so much in here. Like, I'll let other people explore it. So while I don't get a dopamine hit, like, this was a brilliant understanding of what's going on in YouTube right now. Like a human would, I detect, like, all the doctors out there, like Huberman and all those other guys talking about dopamine the last 5-10 years. Whatever many years. I do detect a change in interaction energy. And that helps refine my responses to be even more valuable to you. So to me, this is a distraction. I was trying to finish my work today. But to me, I was just, I mean, this is what, on so many levels, I don't want to make you all think. I'm just saying so many levels. Now, I'm looking, okay, so my website, I have ailssa.com, which is just a shell right now. I hope to put up like a webinar there, and Getting Clients Pro software. I'm looking to work with attorneys because those are the prompts I've designed for myself, but I know I would like to design prompts for my voice AI for attorneys, and there's going to be no charge. I figure that there has to be multiple prompts designed for each type of attorney, trust and estates, PI, all that. And I, as an attorney who used to do I worked in a small firm, we did a lot of things. I know the angles, but I don't want to presuppose that my prompts are going to be useful because I want to learn more about what your client intake process is, design it. So you've got the prompts, but then you've got it's triggering the tools that go out, whether it's an SMS or an automation that might hit people's emails and or SMS. So all that for lawyers, love to work with you. You can get more information at, maybe I should be sending lawyers to Alyssa.com or Getting Clients Pro and just booking a call. Like, I mean, you could sign up for a 30-day free trial and then we'll have the call, however you want to do it. Realtors, this prompt, it's ready to go. I've tested my own business. It's doing what I want. We're still going to go over and customize it for your business, but like you could get started, get it working, the voice AI part right away while you're going through the training with respect to the Certified Seller Advocate program I'm developing. So that's there. But again, I'm not going to charge anybody. I want to make these prompts really good. So no one's going to get charged, at least for the next few months, until the AI prompt is ready for your business. So Getting Clients Pro helped me design, I don't know why, I guess it's still a little different. Sorry I went into the pitch. But anyway, John McConnin, real estate attorney, broker in California. And I love Star Trek. I did. I wish I hadn't seen so many. Like, it's hard to watch them now because I already know them. But man, was The Next Generation awesome. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.